Hello children, hope you have read the previous chapter thoroughly and written all the textual exercises in your notebook. But I have noticed some of you haven't submitted the assigned work. Hope they will be submitting it as early as possible. As you know, chapter 3 includes two stories about flying. The next story that we are going to learn is titled as Black Aeroplane. Black Aeroplane. Does it appear to be something mysterious? Okay, before getting into the story, let us have a fast look at the author of the story. Black Aeroplane is written by Frederick Forsyth. He is an English author, journalist, and an occasional commentator. His notable works include The Day of the Jackal, The Fist of God, The Dogs of War, etc. More than a dozen of his titles have been adapted to film. Okay, are you ready? Then listen carefully. We shall have a close understanding of the terms like Dakota aeroplane, radar, compass, etc. which you would come across in the story. Let us start with Dakota. Dakota is a military transport aircraft. It was used extensively by the Allies during World War II and remained in frontline service with various military operators for many years. Radar and compass, they are familiar to you, but still, radar is a system for detecting the presence, direction, distance and speed of the aircraft. Compass is an instrument containing a magnetic pointer which shows the direction of magnetic north. Okay, this story is about a pilot. The narrator of the story is Frederick Forsyth himself. He is the pilot in the story. He loved his family very much. When he started his journey in Dakota aeroplane to England, he was dreaming of his holidays and looking forward to being with his family. The story begins with his description about the time and atmosphere. The sky was clear, moon was coming up in the east, stars were shining in the clear sky. There wasn't a cloud. It was 1:30 in the morning. He saw the lights of a big city in front of him. He switched on the radio and talked with the Paris control. He was requested to turn 12 degrees west. He checked the map, the compass and fuel tank, then turned Dakota 12 degrees towards England. He was really too excited thinking about the sumptuous English breakfast with his family. Everything was going well. It was an easy flight. Paris was about 150 kilometers behind. He had hardly flown a few miles. Suddenly, the weather pattern changed. Huge storm clouds looking like black mountains stood in front across the sky. It became a dangerous situation. Neither he could fly up nor fly around north or south. He didn't have enough fuel. At first, he thought to go back to Paris, but he wanted to meet his family so much that he decided to take the risk. He flew that old Dakota straight in the storm. Inside the clouds, everything was suddenly black. Impossible to see anything outside. Aeroplane jumped and twisted in the air. He looked at the compass. The compass was turning round and round. Compass was dead. He lost contact with the Paris control. Radio was dead too. Suddenly, he noticed another aeroplane. It had no lights on its wings, but he could see it flying next to him through the storm. He became very happy to see another person waving his hand and asking him to follow him. He followed the other aeroplane like an obedient child. There was only enough fuel in the old Dakota's last tank to fly for 5 or 10 minutes more. Soon he comes out of the clouds and sees two long straight lines of light in front of him. And that was a runway, an airport. He looked back to thank his friend in the black aeroplane. To his astonishment, there was nothing there. The black aeroplane couldn't be seen anywhere. After landing, he asked the lady at the control room about the other plane and who the other pilot was. But lady at the control was surprised and felt something strange. She said there were no other plane in the sky that night. His was the only plane flying that night in the storm. The story ends with few questions. Who helped the pilot to arrive safely without a compass or a radio? Without any more fuel in his tanks? Who was the pilot on the strange black aeroplane flying in the storm without lights? Are you all puzzled? Find out who could it have been or what can be the mystery behind it. Hope you understood the story. Now it is your time to read the chapter yourself. Answer all the questions given at the end of the chapter and check the answers using the link given earlier. Thank you.